Salami versus pepperoni. Two legends. Same platter, same pizza box, totally different stories. So here is the question nobody really stops to ask. If both are red, salty, sliced thin, and made from cured meat, what actually separates them? Is pepperoni just spicy salami with better marketing? Or are you looking at two different food cultures every time you choose a topping? Today, we are cutting straight through the myths and fat caps to uncover how one meat was born out of ancient necessity and the other out of 20th century innovation. From Roman farmers to New York pizzerias, from cellar aging to smokehouses and blistering pizza ovens, this is the real difference between salami and pepperoni, right here on History of Simple Things. To really understand the divide, we have to start with the old world veteran, salami. Long before supermarkets and double-door fridges, people had a serious problem. Meat spoiled fast, winter lasted long, and nobody was throwing away a pig because the weather got warm. So across Europe, especially in Italy, they turned preservation into an art form. They salted meat, dried it, fermented it, and discovered something strange and brilliant. Not only did it last, it tasted better. Over time, the Italian word linked to salting, rooted in sal and celery, evolved into salami, meat transformed by salt, thyme, and air. Picture small villages centuries ago. No plastic, no labels, no fancy charcuterie boards. Just farmers, family recipes, and hanging links of meat in cool stone cellars. Salami was designed for survival as much as flavor. It could be stored for months, sliced when needed, taken into the fields, carried on journeys, shared at harvest, and guarded like treasure. It was dense calories, preserved protein, and culture you could chew. Over time, regional variations exploded. Northern Italy leaned milder and fattier. Southern regions added heat and smoke. You got styles like Genoa salami, Calabrese, Milano, Sopressata, Finocchiona with fennel, and countless local versions guarded like secrets. Each one used the same basic idea. Ground meat, salt, spices, natural casing, fermentation, drying. But the details made them completely different personalities. Salami, in other words, is not one sausage. It is an entire family. That is the first big twist. When you say salami, you are not pointing to one exact recipe. You are talking about a whole category of dry cured sausages. Cured in air, aged slowly, often for weeks or months. Sometimes made only from pork, sometimes pork and beef, sometimes with wine or peppercorns, garlic or fennel, chunky fat or fine grind. This is why one slice can feel mild and buttery, while another hits with smoke, garlic, and tang. Salami is a spectrum, not a single flavor. Now let us cross the ocean. Pepperoni sounds Italian. It wears an Italian-looking name. It shows up on pizza, hangs in delis, and pretends it has a Roman passport. But pepperoni, as we know it, is not born in Italy. It is born in America. When Italian immigrants arrived in cities like New York in the late 1800s and early 1900s, they brought their salumi skills with them, knowledge of curing, fermenting, blending spices, and working with pork and beef. But they also met a new world with different tastes. The American palate wanted bold, bright, spicy, and convenient. Pizza ovens were hotter. Menus were faster. And Italian-American butchers did what immigrant cooks always do best. They adapted. The word itself is a clue. In Italian, pepperoni with one P does not mean sausage at all. It means peppers, usually big sweet bell peppers. But in early 20th century New York, the term pepperoni evolved into something new. A cured sausage, heavily, seasoned with paprika and chili, fine-textured, reddish, and designed to behave perfectly on top of pizza. By the 1910s and 1920s, American pepperoni was showing up in Italian-American shops, and after World War II, a pizza exploded nationwide. Pepperoni rode the wave straight into icon status. Today, it dominates as one of the most popular pizza toppings in the United States, a spicy symbol of Italian-American creativity more than old-world tradition. So, if salami is the ancient preservation craft, pepperoni is the remix, a focused, engineered version built for a very specific job. And that job is to taste incredible when baked at high heat on dough, cheese, and sauce. Now let us peel back the casings and talk production, because the real differences live in the details. Take classic salami. You start with quality meat, traditionally pork, sometimes mixed with beef. It is coarsely ground to keep that marbled rustic look. You add salt, spices like black pepper, garlic, sometimes white wine or red wine, sometimes fennel seeds, sometimes whole peppercorns. A starter culture is often introduced to safely guide fermentation, helping create that gentle tang while lowering pH to keep it safe. The mixture is packed into natural casings and hung in carefully controlled rooms with specific humidity and temperature. Over weeks or months, moisture evaporates slowly, flavors concentrate, and beneficial bacteria do their quiet work. Long aging gives salami its complex aroma, nutty, savory, sometimes slightly funky in the best possible way. Artisanal makers tweak airflow, environment, and spice blends like conductors leading an orchestra. Pepperoni, by contrast, is streamlined. It is usually a blend of pork and beef, but ground much finer than many traditional salamis. The spice profile is deliberately assertive: paprika for color and warmth, chili powder or flakes for heat, garlic powder, sometimes sugar, sometimes smoke. The goal is a bright red, uniform, punchy sausage. It is fermented like salami, but typically for a shorter time and often in more tightly controlled industrial environments. After that, it is dried and commonly smoked, which adds that familiar aroma you smell the second you open a pizza box. Because the grind is fine and the fat distribution even, pepperoni softens and renders beautifully when heated. The fat bubbles, the edges curl, and every slice turns into its own little flavor cup. That is not an accident. That is design. This is where we hit the heart of the flavor and texture difference. Salami is slow, layered, and textural. You feel the chew, the fat cubes, the herbal notes, the fermentation tang. One bite can shift from peppery at the edge to buttery at the center. It is meant to be noticed, paired, and appreciated. Pepperoni is direct. It is softer, a bit greasier, and intentionally spicier. It hits with smoke, chili, paprika, and salt, almost all at once. When it warms up on pizza and releases its fat into the cheese, it does not just sit there. It seasons the whole slice. Here is a useful way to think about it. Salami behaves like an aging philosopher, complex, patient, subtle, shaped by time and environment. Pepperoni is the rock star nephew, loud, fiery, instantly recognizable, built for the stage lights of a 900-degree oven. Both are technically salumi. Pepperoni is technically a kind of American-style spicy salami. But functionally, they live in different roles. Those roles show up clearly in how we eat them. In Italy and across much of Europe, salami has long been part of the slow food culture. Sliced for antipasto, lagently next to cheeses, olives, fresh bread, and wine. It appears at family gatherings, feasts, and everyday tables. It is not decoration. It is centerpiece. You taste where it came from. A humid valley, a cold mountain town, a specific blend passed down through generations. It speaks of landscape and family. Pepperoni, meanwhile, found its home on American pizza. As pizzerias grew from neighborhood spots to national chains, pepperoni became the shorthand for "make it satisfying." Its spice cut through cheese. Its color popped against tomato sauce. Its fat gave texture and crunch. When people say just a pepperoni pizza, they are unconsciously ordering a century of Italian-American history in one topping. You also see pepperoni in pepperoni rolls in West Virginia, bar snacks, sandwiches, paninis, and late-night snacks that do not require a wine pairing chart. It is comfort food, fast food, stadium food, childhood memory food. Here is another fun twist. Ask for pepperoni pizza in many parts of Italy, and you might get a pizza with bell peppers instead. Because to Italians, pepperoni still means peppers. That mismatch alone tells you how far pepperoni has drifted away from its linguistic roots and become its own American original. So are they the same? Technically, pepperoni falls under the broad idea of salami as a cured fermented sausage. But practically no. Salami is the ancient category. Air-dried, often longer aged, regional, complex, designed for longevity and nuance. Pepperoni is a modern specialist, finely ground, heavily spiced, sometimes smoked, designed to shine specifically on high-heat dishes like pizza. One was born from the need to survive winter. The other was born from the desire to make pizza unforgettable. And that brings us back to you, staring at a menu or a board loaded with cured meats, wondering what to choose. If you want layers of flavor, something to savor slowly with bread, cheese, maybe a drink, reach for salami. If you want bold, spicy, crispy, and craveable, especially on melted cheese and sauce, pepperoni is your champion. Neither is better. They are just answering different questions. So the next time you top a pizza or build a charcuterie board, you will know you are not just picking a topping. You are choosing between an ancient preservation craft and a bold American invention. A story that starts in smoking, Roman kitchens, and stone cellars, and lands in New York, slice shops, and Friday night movie marathons. From hanging ropes of meat in cool mountain air to sizzling circles cupping grease in a blazing oven, salami and pepperoni each earn their place. Whether you are Team Salami, Team Pepperoni, or happily loyal to both, one thing is certain: you are really team. Flavor, team history, team simple things that are not simple at all once you look closely. If this deep dive made you look twice at your next slice or snack, let us know what we should uncover next in the comments. If your suggestion makes it into a video, we will shout you out on the channel. Make sure to like, subscribe, and explore more of our videos as we keep uncovering the surprisingly epic stories hidden inside the everyday things on your plate.